Hello everyone, it's Charlton. So I'm in one of my parents' condos that I'm gonna have to take care of, and which is okay. And it's a nice place to live. My parents have a couple places here. It's a big community. But it's a bad time of year. But I need to get it ready anyway, so it's just as well. But while I show you around, I want to tell you about that news story that happened in North Jersey today. Excuse me. And I'm just checking around myself. I just got here. So, 4 people were found dead at a mansion in North Jersey in Colts Neck, which is near Asbury Park. $1.5 million, huge spread, massive, 5,700 square feet. Pretty much, it was built in 2003, but 2 adults, a man and a woman, and 2 children. I believe it's, husband and wife, and their 2 kids, 2 small kids, a boy and a girl. Kevin Caneiro, and Jennifer Caneiro are the parents. Jennifer and the 2 kids were found in the house, which was set on fire. It was a massive blazing fire. And the father, was found in the front yard with gunshot wounds. It hasn't been said whether or not he, whether those were self-inflicted or not. And I believe the other 3 did not suffer from gunshot wounds, and they were killed in the fire. But they gave a press conference today. They indicated that it was two adults and 2 young children that had been killed. But they didn't provide much more because they're still investigating, and they're going to be providing, more details tomorrow. Oddly, another fire nearby started. That was at 1 p.m. today, and I think they battled the fire for like 2 or 3 hours or more. It's massive, huge. And I think when I get home, I'll show you some photos of, because they've been identified. Like I said, the mother and father, they haven't identified the children as they normally don't. So, but another property in Ocean Township, New Jersey, which is very close to Colts Neck, was set afire, and they suspect arson at 5 a.m. the same day, earlier. And that's the brother of this, of Kevin Caneiro. So, they didn't say whether they're definitively connected or whether or not Kevin is the one who started the fire. And that house didn't burn down completely. It was in the rear of the home, near the attic. There were reports of gas cans, but it was definitely suspected as arson. And the home's not like a huge mansion like the one in Colts Neck. It's a nice home, but it's not a humongous spread like the $1.5 million home that was set on fire with the mother, Jennifer Caneiro, and the 2 children inside who were killed, that died, as well as the father in the front yard. I believe there was, a section of the front yard that was taped off as part of a crime scene. He owned and ran a business called Square One in Asbury Park. It's to the best of my knowledge, it's a technology consulting business that he founded himself. Well, and it was also described as a web design business. And it was in a commercial building in Asbury Park that houses a few businesses there. I don't know how many employees it had. He founded it. He was the CEO as well as the chief technology officer. And the website for that business is down. So it's impossible to know, what kind of how big of a business it was. It seemed as though it was pretty sizable, but they were living in a very, very big home in a well-to-do area, which is Colts Neck is a well-to-do area of North Jersey. It's near New York City on the Jersey side. And that home was built in 2003, and I believe it was just land they purchased in 1998, and had recently built the home themselves. Had a pool. It's massive, huge, and the fire was humongous. Well, that's pretty much the story there. When I get home, I'll show you some photos from my computer. But like I was saying, this is one of my parents' condos that I'm going to have to work on. I probably won't be over here for a little bit. I want to finish up what I was working on at the Paoli house. But another one's coming. The dude's moving out as well in the same building. And so I'll be doing both at the same time, basically. And yeah, man, that's the story there. I'm going to head out. It's getting late, but I'm glad I got over here. I wanted to make sure, you know, the heat, because the winter pipes burst and stuff like that. There's a water heater out in the balcony closet that's been a big issue. The homeowners association meeting that I just went to, and they usually can be quite lively, and it's a big community. You know, there was like an uprising. People have been displaced from some of their homes, quite a few, you know, and they went to the front of the meeting and stuff. They're upset naturally, and you know, I understand their pain, definitely. So, all right, I'll finish this up at home. I'll see you there.
All right, I am home now, obviously, and I was just reading up some more on this Colts Neck estate family that was killed today. And what I'm reading is not what I was expecting. It's not at all. So, the father, Kevin Caneiro, and this is the couple that pictured right there. That's Kevin on the left, obviously, and Jennifer, his wife, on the right. And there's a couple other pictures. That's Kevin again, and there's the couple as well. You know, the father, Kevin, was found on the front yard with gunshot wounds, and earlier it was reported that it wasn't clear if they were self-inflicted gunshot wounds, and the remaining three, his wife Jennifer and the two young children, were inside the home, and it's now reported that they were badly burned. And it's still not totally clear to me if they had gunshot wounds as well. It's just not reported. So, but the gunshot wounds to Kevin appear not to be self-inflicted, and I was kind of shocked to read that. Anyways, and it says here, four family members found dead in apparent quadruple homicide at Colts Neck mansion. You know, so that's I don't know. I was just surprised to read that the Kevin's law enforcement source said Tuesday night that the gunshot wound suffered by Kevin Caneiro was not self-inflicted. And then I also learned that the home they lived in was paid off. That also surprised me. So there was further reporting that, let me quickly just read through some of this stuff. It's impossible to read it that way. So, a couple and two of their children were found dead Tuesday afternoon as an arson fire swept through their sprawling multi-million-dollar Colts Neck estate. And actually, here's it's hard to do the video this way, but here's the fire. You can get an idea of how big and bad it was. So, he had a number of businesses. Well, he was in addition to Square One, he and his brother operated that business together, I believe, and they also had a pest control business that they operated out of the same business location as Square One, which is in a commercial building in Asbury Park, but he also was a real estate, a realtor, a real estate agent, a licensed real estate agent. So, but I was pretty surprised to find out that and the person who ran the press conference, I don't know if it was the mayor or somebody else, I'm not entirely sure, but he did say he didn't believe the public was in any danger at at this point. Mammoth, it was the prosecutor, Mammoth County prosecutor Chris Gramaccioni. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. Speaking at a press conference, did not release the names of people found dead, but law enforcement source confirmed that they were residents of the home. He said the bodies inside the home were burned severely and that the fire is being investigated as intentionally set. The fire broke out at 12:45 p.m. Caneiro and his brother, Paul Caneiro, were partners in Square One, an Asbury Park technology consulting firm and a pest control company that operated out of the same office. In a bizarre and perhaps related twist, a pre-dawn fire reported Tuesday at Ocean Township at his brother's property home. Paul and Susan Caneiro. The prosecutor would not say if that fire on Tilton Drive was linked to the Colts Neck blaze. And a neighbor who asked not to be named said Paul Caneiro and his wife, Susan, were at the home early Tuesday, shortly after the fire. Paul appeared to be upset, left later in the morning. He said it must have been a gas leak. He had tears in his eyes. Susan was devastated. He said, I'm in complete shock. I can't believe this is happening to me. They were here until about noon, another neighbor said. It's unclear where Paul Caneiro went after leaving his house. So, authorities blocked off an area around Tilton Drive, residents in Wayside. The man said 3 or 4 people work in the office and that Paul Caneiro stops in a few times a week, driving up in a white Porsche. The Caneiro brothers grew up in Brooklyn, and Jennifer Caneiro grew up on Staten Island. Keith Caneiro attended Columbia University and Harvard Business School. I know it said they paid off their home. I'm not seeing it here now, though. All right, so it says Caneiro purchased the family's home on Willowbrook Road in 1999, according to Monmouth County property records. He and his wife paid off the $1.8 million mortgage 2 years ago. So, the house was paid off in full, and that would have been. So I was just surprised to learn that one, he didn't die from self-inflicted gunshot wounds, and that the house was paid off, because those would have been 2 things I would have thought. And so now in a quadruple homicide, the only other possibility is that the mother, it's either somebody other than them did it, or the mother killed her husband and then set herself and the children on fire. But I don't know. That seems not likely. I mean, it's possible, obviously. It's just I was very surprised. Here's his LinkedIn page, and that's his realtor page. Operating 2 businesses, Square One and the pest control business out of the Square One business location. He's obviously a very busy working person. So, but to pay off the $1.8 million mortgage, so debt wasn't a problem, basically. I don't know. We're going to be learning more about this, I assume. Definitely. And that's the story there, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.